Abu Dhabi. Now, I was into this for many reasons. I mean, one, I'm an Abu Dhabi fan. It only comes around once every 2 years. It's been 3 years until this one. And I got a buddy, Ricardo, that's very involved. Ricardo even called these matches, but he's very involved behind the scenes. And you're not going to like Ricardo at first because he's a know-it-all. He knows all the moves. He knows all the guys. He knows what the outcome's going to be before it happens. But then when you get to know him, you realize, oh, he knows it all. Like, wait a minute, this guy is an incredible source. So he's out there commentating the matches. And I do turn in partly because I want to see how he does. I want to watch how he presents it, and then I want to send him tweets. I want to send him text messages, rather. Okay. But you got a main event. They call it a super fight. And it's going to be Gordon Ryan against Andre Galvao. Now, the problem that the community is going to have with Gordon, if Gordon wins, is Gordon is going to come out and let you know that he won. If Gordon proves to be the best, he's going to let you all know that he's the best. And Gordon has a different style of jiu-jitsu. It's one thing that a lot of people, even within the community, don't want to admit. And a lot of coaches and trainers are not taking what Gordon does and bringing it to their gyms and recognizing him as a new wave. They're not doing that because they disagree. They're not doing that because Gordon hasn't proven that it works. They're not doing that because they don't know what it is that he's doing. You want to talk about secret techniques? Secret techniques and the guy that could sell magazines for that and books and videos, that went out in the 90s. That was a real thing. You think that a guy knows a move. You might even meet a guy and learn a secret move. Then you go do it to all your buddies. But once social media came out and videos came out and the media started becoming high, you get some cameras on some stuff, you break it down in your living room a little bit, there was just no more secret techniques. Gordon has them, truly. Gordon has a system, and he gives all the credit to John Danaher. I'm not taking it from him, but Gordon's the one out putting it on display. Now, Gordon is going to go, before he takes on Andre Galvao, he's going to go through the tournament. The tournament, if it goes the way that the odds makers think, is going to put Gordon in the finals. What happens there? You get Pena, you get some other stud, who knows? But it's going to wear him down. And Gordon ends up in the finals, and he hasn't had to work all that hard. He's been pretty dominant. He got more minutes in than some people predicted, but he hasn't had to work all that hard. He gets into the finals against Nicky Rod. Now, Nicky Rod is his own teammate, his old teammate. On Nicky Rod's first day of training, Gordon was there. Nicky Rod likely joined the gym that he joined because of Gordon. All right, Gordon's his hero. There's no way around that. Gordon was his captain. Gordon was his mentor. But the team split up. And now Nicky Rod's standing on his own, and they're in the finals for the World Championship. Nicky knows Gordon. Whether he looks up to him and there's a mental block or not, he physically knows him. Nicky's going to push him. This is going to be hard, and that's a problem. It's a problem because if Gordon drains that battery down, he's got Galvao later on. It's part of the story. Gordon and Nicky go out there 2 minutes and 15 seconds later. The king is re-wearing his crown with another world championship and a pocket full of money. That's how Gordon got rid of him in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. He's showing how great he is. Now he draws into Andre. Now, the X's and O's of what happened are not the story of Gordon Ryan. The fact that Abu Dhabi used to take place in Abu Dhabi in front of nobody. I went in 2001. We had a beautiful building. Bruce Buffer came out and was introducing people. It's a who's who in the back. The competition's real. The gentleman who put it on and two of his friends sat up towards the top. He watched with binoculars. When I tell you there was nobody there, we were in a big arena, guys. We were in a small back room. Could have done this in a garage. We didn't do it. We did it in a full arena. But there was no tickets for sale. Nobody was invited. The gentleman who put it on wanted a seat. He put it on for himself and apparently a buddy on either side of him. Bruce Buffer's out there announcing to an empty room. They went from that, okay, to a sold-out UNLV. It was amazing. And they brought in the production. Seth and Mo and the guys behind the scenes. I mean, this was the single greatest grappling event ever put on. You've heard me say that before. But when I've said it before, it was true. It just got beat. Abu Dhabi over the weekend is the single greatest production and grappling event ever put on. Gordon never flinched. There was little stuff. There was face-offs. Gordon comes and does the face-off, doesn't have a shirt on. I know that's simple. In the world of grappling, that is the most salacious, disrespectful piece of entertainment that you're going to get. Everything that Gordon did, every time he walked to the ring, every time he walked off the ring, and every word that came out of his mouth was salacious. It's what the sport deems disrespectful. And I will also tell you the greatest entertainment that you're going to get. Abu Dhabi is a 2-day. It's a tournament. Straight line bracket. There is no politics. It is a straight line bracket, exactly like the NCAA, exactly like the NFL playoffs, exactly like the Olympic Games. You advance and you stand and you win and are recognized for your skill and nothing else. Gordon didn't have to bring anything else. He chose to. 2-day tournament. Best guys in the world. They interview Gordon after the first day. He talks about the 2 matches he had. Then he talks about what he's going to have to do tomorrow. Probably going to have Pena in the finals. Got to take on so-and-so in the semis in the morning. And I'll have Andre in the evening. A couple of pretty easy days. Once I get through these rest days, I can get back home, get in the gym with my team, do some real grappling. That's fire. Like, I wish I would have written that line. I wish I would have written that and fed that to Gordon. I was so impressed. So Gordon goes out there. Now, this is a big deal, okay? If Gordon's going to go run through the tournament, then he's going to take the torch away from Andre. Any kind of a pushback of the community not wanting to have to fully embrace that we're going to have to learn his skills. What Gordon is doing below the waist, okay, above the waist he's very good, but below the waist, it's unique to him and his team. No one knows what, I'm a black belt. Really good sense of what he's looking for. I don't know what he's doing. I haven't seen it before. I haven't had that broken down for me. I've never drilled it, just by example. When I tell you that it's new, when I tell you it's cutting edge, when I tell you it's innovative, those are the strongest words that I knew. If I knew stronger words, I'd use them instead. Awesome. But if Gordon does do this and he succeeds, the guy who's cutting promos, the guy who's walking around with crowns, the guy who's showing up to face-offs with a shirt off, the guy that's calling the Abu Dhabi tournament rest days, there's going to be no more denying him. There's going to be, you're stuck, right? You are going to be in a jam where you're going to have to now embrace him. And this has been coming. Like, this isn't anything that people did. This train's been coming down the tracks for a while. It's just now done. He finished them all. He whipped everybody. 2 minutes and 15 seconds, he was out of there in the world finals. Roughly an hour later, he took on the super fight champion just to clear up any doubts. And that match ended in a submission, but that match was over. That match was never competitive. There were scores being put on the board. There was points that were... You could have stopped that match 3 minutes in. And I go over the sport of wrestling. You guys will be familiar with something. They do it in baseball, but it's called the mercy rule. If one team gets ahead by X amount of points, they'll stop the game. They don't want to rub any kid's face in it. They don't want any coaches to be embarrassed. They don't want anybody to get discouraged with the game. They'll just stop the game. Call it mercy, but the point is proven. We also have that in wrestling. It's 15 points. It's hard to get to. You can do it, and if somebody does, they'll stop them. It's the throwing a mercy rule. They don't have that in jiu-jitsu, but you could have stopped that match 3 minutes, and the point was proven. We all showed up to see who was better. Is the old style of jiu-jitsu, the one that I know, the one that I learned, the one that I believe in. Can it compete with this new age stuff that Gordon is putting on display and only the Danaher Death Squad understands? That's the question, and that is a massive question. You are going to have waves and ripples that are going to go through the community. You guys probably don't know anybody that did Abu Dhabi. I mean, just on a personal level, you probably don't know anybody that did Abu Dhabi. You've probably never considered doing it yourself, but you probably have considered taking jiu-jitsu classes, and moreover, you know where they are. You know where a local gym is. I'm in a small town, 48,000 people. We have 5 jiu-jitsu gyms. And I think you guys can relate to that. And that's what we call a grassroots level. The ripple and wave that Gordon has sent through the community will touch the grassroots level. Coaches and techniques and practices are going to have to be redesigned to deal with. Now, you can choose if it's going to be offensive, you're going to go out and try to learn what Gordon's doing, or you can choose if it's going to be defensive and you're just going to try to stop him. But this is what was on the line. I mean, make no mistake. They called it a changing of the guard, that it went from Andre to Gordon. No. It's much more than that. It's much more than that. This was about specific principles, fundamentals, ideas, and techniques. That's what this was about. And many people knew that Gordon could win this. They even thought he might. But you hang on. You wait till the absolute last minute before you got to go change your way of life. It's now proven that's what this was about. And Gordon never flinched on his confidence. You know, people want to talk about confidence. Confidence is a bunch of crap, just so you understand. You must believe in yourself. No, you don't. I mean, I'll just tell you firsthand, you don't. First and best performances I've had were the ones I was most unsure about. Fear is a wonderful motivator, but we can set that aside. Gordon does have the confidence, and it shows, and he doesn't flinch, and he doesn't break, and he does not break character. And it is anyone, anywhere, anytime. And just so we're perfectly clear, he was not kidding about the call out of Felipe. Just so we're clear that we understood the show correctly. That was not a joke. That was not for a headline. Kenny Florin let it go and possibly was even told in his earpiece, don't follow up on this. But so you understand, Gordon thought Felipe was going to stand up and walk out there. And Gordon would have taken the belt off and taken to the mat. It wasn't a joke. Now, you do what you want with that. You think what you want. I just want to make sure that the story's told the right way. They went in another direction. They acted as though this was theater. Gordon thought he was going to have a match. I don't know where Felipe was. I don't know why he didn't walk on the mat. Could have perfectly good reason. But if we're going to tell the story and we're going to tell it accurately, I just did.